Hello everyone. Welcome to GW Prime Live. Your Where is here. I'm Nivedita Mohanta, your anchor for today's session. Gender inequality is a long-standing and widespread issue in education and careers in STEM fields within both developed and developing countries. Although women represent half the world's population, STEM fields, which are known for advancing human ingenuity and potential, are not fully representing what women and girls can offer. Today's topic of discussion is women in space industry, where we will discuss about the challenges and opportunities for women in space sector and how we can encourage more girls students to join STEM. To address these questions and give us a first-hand experience, we have with us our guest for today's session, Cami Brun. Welcome, Cami, to our channel.
Hello. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so glad to be here.
Cami is the founder and CEO of consulting company Galaxy, and she has recently joined Simera Sense, a leading space optical camera manufacturer, as managing director France. Engaged in promoting diversity in the aerospace market, she was the co-chair of Women in Aerospace Paris local group for 3 years. So, Cami, tell me, as we see women's participation is less than men's, from your experience, what do you think are some of the pressing challenges that women face while joining space sector, and how can we address those challenges?
So thank you so much. First off, thank you for inviting me to share the experience and my opinion. So for women in the aerospace industry is the fact that today there's more likely only 10% of women in the market. And this figure wasn't really changed in the last decade. And when I was chairing the Women Aerospace Paris local group, we figured out that the challenge is, well, between women, I have no doubt about our strength together, the support to each other between women. But I believe that the two key important challenges, first, in the society, is not because we don't want to promote women, but actually is we don't have sufficient women or young engineers to join the market. So at the end, if you don't have a big community in terms of quantity of women, it is very difficult. Proportion speaking, it just a matter that you cannot go up because you don't have sufficient women joining the market. So we realize that the education, the awareness of joining space or geospatial industry should be promoted at an earlier stage, like in the teenager stage, or actually in the university is already too late. Actually, maybe we should have more promotion in the college, in high school levels. So it is one of the challenge is we need to grow a stronger and a bigger size of younger generation to join our industry. And then the second challenge for me is again between women we very easily get together, support each other. But I believe that to promote diversity between gender, it should be done in both sides. It means within the woman community, but also the other side with the man's community. Today, it's true. Some of the company they are very sensitive to the topic that they would put an effort. The president or the group, the shareholders would put some effort to say, okay, we need to hire more women. But it is not a very, let's say, common practice. When I say practice, it's maybe too strong, or it's not the right word. I believe that we should come from the real heart that man, as a natural decision, that they would directly think about more spontaneous thing about it. Oh, we're hiring a team. We should have more women. So they made the effort to have a higher ratio between men and women. So it is something that I don't think today there are much um, initiative to support it. Well, let's to be fair, in women aerospace, we still have men as a membership. But at the end, I believe that for me, the next step is I won't necessarily want to be part of a women specific association because we are still talking between women. So for me, the next step, when I will chair or whenever I'm involved in an association, I would like to have just not a woman, a classic one, man, woman, but to get a man more from their side to be involved to get that more in a spontaneous, natural way to do that.
Right. And how can we encourage more and more girl students to opt for STEM and join the space sector or geospatial sector in general?
I do believe that I just mentioned before, we need to start earlier, even in primary school, and it is a joint effort around the world. I've been living in Paris for 20 years. So what I did is when I was chairing the women in space, we try to put a bit more initiative to a younger generation. And well, I today I mean from day to day or even in the daily life is when we have friends, when we have colleagues, when they have young kids, we try to have that let's say message saying that well even a girl of 5 years old, she can dream being astronaut. It's nothing wrong for a girl to dream about it. It's not only let's say in France you have Thomas Pesquet as an astronaut. Of course he's a man, but the little girl can also dream about it. So I am actually thinking about some initiative that in Paris, and also some of my connections is we try to have some informal talk in the primary school or in the high school to talk about that topic. Actually, I am also ambassador of my business school in Paris. So I'm talking with some of the other business school. Is that what is a business school? It's an engineering school. It also the other topic is not only. I mean, it's very wide aerospace market. You can have different expertise. So we try to organize some side events, informal events, to the high school to talk about that more in an informal way. And also, I believe that it is engagement day to day is when I talk with my friends, they have the young girl. I would say that wow, why don't you go to the science park to visit it? So I do believe that it is an education not only between the industry but outside industry, because you can also have a woman in the legal side as a financial
Right.
person that can be in the geospatial side. So there's a lot of things to do, but I would say that it's not only within the geospatial community to promote that. We should go outside the border of that.
So, being the founder and CEO of your own company, Galaxy, and as a managing director, France in Simera Sense, what are the challenges and opportunities for women in the you say the workforce sector who have already joined in the space industry?
Yes. So I do believe that for myself, that's to be uh, frankly sharing. Well, I'm very glad of what I achieved now. So I founded my company. I have a good career, but it wasn't easy at all. I would say that there's one common point that I wrote an article 2 years ago about the confidence on women. We're very demanding. So we always, let's say, a very straightforward example, if any woman listening to me is when a woman see a job description, there
Mhm.
always, of course, the job description, let's say apply for a job, the job description for applying a job, to be precise, always is like the Christmas list. They have 10 requirements. You need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As a woman, naturally speaking, we won't apply that job unless we're confident about it, unless we know that, okay, we click 8 out of 10 box, and then we'll apply for that. We're quite, it is a statistics research that I figured out the figures. It's true. At the end, we are very demanding onto ourselves. So at the end, if we're 80%, 90% confident about it, we'll apply for that. It is not naturally, I don't know why, but naturally speaking, there's some figures showing that is that the man, if they feel 5 to 6 click, they'll just go for that. You see, it is natural human. And also there's another statistics showing that on LinkedIn, women are much more hesitating to ask for recommendation. So we are more used to do ourselves, and when the day I realized that, I wrote the article because I believe that need to be shared between women. When I know that, oh, actually, I'm not alone. I know that I'm too perfectionist, or I want to kick all the box. So I don't have. I mean, I'm not a lack of confidence person, but at the end, it do help me that you should go for that. So at the end, come back to the 10% of women in the space and aerospace or geospatial world side. Is at the end, you could have a women community, but when you go up to the management levels or even to
Right.
CEO levels, their figures drop from 10% to 5%, or if you count the number of CEOs in our market, it may only be 1 to 2%. So at the end,
Right.
it's that level we need to improve. I would say that this is a main challenge of a woman. But when you know that you can do it, then actually it did help me as a real experience that I do have a much better feeling and confidence that it's okay. I'm not fulfilling the 8 or 10 requirement, but I have my strength, I have weakness. The community needs diversity. I'll just apply for that, or I'll create that myself. So it's one of the challenge, and at the end, the opportunity of the market is, I think in Europe, in the US, and it's becoming more increasingly important in the Asia side as well. There is opportunity, and there are companies who try to have a more diversified team. And also the other day, I was in an event organized by Joe Studio Forum with you, and basically you have much more women than men. That's great. It's also good
That's
showing of good examples. And I do believe that there is opportunity in the market, and we just need to assure ourselves as a woman is okay. We don't need to kick all the box. Just go for that.
right. That's a great answer. And coming back to the topic of Earth observation market, the space sector. So, what are your views on the advantage of using advanced technologies like AI and ML in Earth observation, especially in today's day and time?
Yes, excellent. I do believe that AI and machine learning is not something new, but I do believe that in our market, in Earth observation and geospatial market, it is becoming critical. So if you have a um, look on the number of constellation of Earth observation to be launched in the coming future, I can easily name 20 constellations. At the end, there is a huge need in terms of managing the data and how to process it. So if we take a look on the entire value chain of the Earth observation up to down to, let's say, geospatial side, today the AI and ML is using in each of the layers. Take an example is when the satellite is being manufactured with the payload and also the platform like Samira Sense. We are an optical payload manufacturer. We are also considering in next generation, we should have AI on board in order to have a better, let's say, data management already on board on orbit. And also some of the satellite platform manufacturer in the new space market, they do also have this approach to add on the next generation with AI on the platform. So it is not yet there. Some of them is, but some of them not. And then go back to the value chain. When you talk about the ground station side, well, with the number of satellites launching in the next decade, the ground station network is so important to get more real-time image as well as more precise information. So in some of the ground network service provider, the ground side processing and data transmission is also very important. While at Samura Sense, we also try to work on the ground side because at the end, it is so important for the user of the camera, let's say the operator, but also the user to get the data more easily, faster. And I would
Right.
say at the service provider levels and analytics levels, today there are so many companies just opening up. Even myself as a, let's say, expert in the last having experience with 12, 15 years, every day I discover another service provider or analytics company in using AI for remote sensing or geospatial side. We have easily I would say a few hundred in Europe or a thousand in the world, I would say. So in the AI side, it is, I do believe that the AI and machine learning could help us to open up a new markets users. Well, the geospatial and remote sensing market is very driven by the defense usage. No one will object about what I said. It was 80% 10 years ago of the user are military, 60, 70% back to a few years ago, even today. Today, the private market, which is not familiar with geospatial market, is not yet the user. Let's say finance, construction, infrastructure, or commodity, etc. So this type of community, when they don't have a geospatial in-house team, they don't actually know what is a satellite image, what is geospatial, what is GIS. So machine learning and AI will actually be one of the very important tool to allow us to create more analytic solution, because at the end, what this group of people need to know is the answer. They don't need to know the details. So with all the algorithm and all the data, satellite data, again, satellite data is just only one input. So at the end, with more advanced technology, I do believe that we will be able to open up a new, let's say, not a new market segment. The market segment is there already, but to expand the geographic, internationally speaking, but also the number, the quantity, to scale up the quantity of users, which is non-geospatial today. They just need to answer of the outcome of the AI tool by using geospatial and satellite image as an input.
Recently, Simera Sense raised an investment of 15 million euros. How do you plan to utilize the investment?
So thank you for asking that questions. Samira Sense, let's say, is a company that was established since 2018. Today, Samira Sense is one of the leading optical payload manufacturer.
Right.
Originally, came from South Africa, and last year we created a Belgium holding in which we use that holding to have the fundraising from Newspace Capital in Luxembourg. So with that fundraising, it do help us to step into the next phase, which is the scale up phase. We are, let's say, today in the new space market is a very difficult market because, well, there are lots of opportunity, but difficult in terms of business model, a sustainable business model. So similar sense, we do have today we already deliver almost 60 camera over the world, in which 19 camera is already on orbit, more than 40 camera or optical payload were already delivered to the customer, and it was just waiting for the launch. So we have customers, but our main challenge is we need to scale up to manufacture faster and high in quantity. And also, one key challenge in the space market is to reduce the lead time in terms of satellite and payload manufacturing. So, with the fundraising that we have it written in Europe, we are now part of the European ecosystem. We want to use European ecosystem and also, let's say, to have a better management of our supply chain, more closer to our customer. So thanks to that fundraising, we target to scale up with a better lead time and also to develop new products. So today I am the managing director of the French Similar Sense France. We are opening a development hub in Toulouse, where we are going to develop a new product line with higher resolution cameras that will be designed and manufactured in France. So that camera will probably be able to fulfill the increasing demand of high resolution images in the space and geospatial side. And then also, it will also help the company to scale up in terms of new products, better management of also our product, and also closer to the supply chain as well as our customers. So it is a, let's say it will be a new chapter for the company to be European as well, have our own footprints, and also manufacturing sites in Toulouse where I'm leading. And then we expect, let's say in France, we expect to have a team of 7, 8 people this year, and we plan to have double the figures in terms of team and triple in the year after. So the whole plan is, let's say, to be a successful scale-up company, globally present, not only originally come from South Africa, but also as a European company today. And it will also help us to expand the global footprint.
Yeah, like Sumera Sense is also planning to expand its foothold in Europe. What kind of opportunities does European EO market offer, and what does the future of EO industry look like in Europe?
Well, that's an excellent question. I do believe that in Europe as a whole, it is a very strong, let's say, community in terms of several things. First one, in terms of number of space company in the territory. So again, we have more than half or majority of our supplier from Europe. Of course, we're also supply from the US, and we have more than half of our customer in Europe. So there are opportunity in terms of market demands in optical payload. There are a lot of initiative as well in the private, but also institutional markets. In the private market, the number of constellation or number of universities or number of, let's say, institutional program in small satellite is huge. So this is the reason why we believe that Europe is also the reason we choose to have our uh, subsidiaries and our next development hub in Toulouse. That's one is more in the supply as a supplier, but also in the market demands. And then there's another very good opportunity in Europe is, well, there actually, of course, we're not in the US. I was used to work for a American startup. I know that it's much easier. I would say five times easier to have fundraising in the US than in Europe. But actually, in Europe, there is more and more private venture capital investing in Europe. Of course, we're not talking about the same scale as in the US, but in Europe, also in France, there are VC which are basically very, let's say, increasingly involved in the space market. Of course, that VC is not only in space market; it's deep tech and space. Like a New Space Capital based in Luxembourg, they are our investor. So we do believe that there are private investment available, a great opportunity, and also institutional support. Like in France, you have Kines. They are very supporting the French industry.
Right.
Also, in Toulouse, there is a very good, huge community in terms of helping new space startup. We are more scared than a startup, but I did have a lot of support from the local government in Toulouse to help me in how can I open an office in Toulouse in terms of administrative side, but also in terms of getting my presence in Toulouse. And also in Europe, you have ESA, the European Space Agency, also the Commission, European Commissions. There, we so far, Similar Sense, we were not yet a European company, so now we are. We did not directly involve in European initiative, let's say ESA. We did do it indirectly in the past. So the next step for Similar Sense, France is also doing more presence to be able to work on the future European ESA or European Commission projects. So there are a lot of opportunity, and I really hope that we're just starting point, and maybe we can talk in a year to get more in returns in experience.
Of course, we will. Lastly, I would like you to give three words or three sentences to inspire the audience that are watching, the aspiring women who want to have a career in space industry. Three quick
Mm,
words.
well, let's say I would say maybe three works. Three. The first one is be confident, and second one is try it. You're nothing to lose, and the third one is maybe enjoy being yourself.
That's
So
wonderful.
yeah, I think it's very important. And at the end, come back to the question is, if a woman has the feeling that I may probably want to do it, if once you start to have that thought, just do it. You'll be able to make it.
Thank you, Cami, for the insightful conversation. I'm sure the audience had a great time knowing about the women's side of the story in space industry and the kind of challenges and opportunities that there is to offer. Thank you so much for your time.
Excellent. Thank you for inviting.
Hello everyone. I am Titash Roy, Industry Manager, Infrastructure, Geospatial World. Welcome you all to another episode of GW Case Study Chronicles on GW Prime Live. In this specially designed segment, we will deep dive into real-life projects showcasing the transformative impact of geospatial, BIM, and emerging technologies across diverse economic sectors. These case studies have been meticulously curated by GW Consulting and are available on the Geospatial Resource Platform. Today's episode is on success story in reducing water leakage with GIS technology in Tanzania. Despite Tanzania's abundant water resources, access to piped water has stagnated in the first 2 decades of this millennium. According to World Bank, only 33.1% of the population is having access in 2010 compared to 33.5% in 1991-92. To cater to this issue, the Arusha Urban Water Supply and Sanitation Authority, also known as AUSA, is dedicated to improving water and sewerage services in Arusha city. In 2019, AUSA adopted Esri's ArcGIS software, transforming its operations. ArcGIS's comprehensive tools, including mobile apps and advanced analytics, have become crucial for managing assets, improving customer service, and supporting effective leak detection and repair. This transition from open source software to ArcGIS has enabled the organization to efficiently collect and analyze field data, significantly enhancing their water supply management. In adopting ArcGIS, AUSA encountered significant challenges related to skill development and resource allocation. It was crucial to equip all employees with smart devices and provide thorough training within a tight schedule to ensure a smooth transition. Formulating a clear strategy and securing a strong management backing were vital to fully leveraging ArcGIS's capabilities. Integrating GIS into every department required meticulous coordination and robust support from the information and the communication technology team. AUSA leveraged ArcGIS tools to enhance leak detections and repair operations. Using ArcGIS Collector, field teams efficiently gathered data on leaks, while ArcGIS dashboards offered real-time visual insights into leakage patterns and project developments. GIS analysis pinpointed areas in need of pipe rehabilitation, resulting in a notable decrease in non-revenue water. ArcGIS also played a very important role in uncovering and addressing illegal connections, thereby boosting the revenue. The successful deployment of ArcGIS hinged on extensive staff training, the provision of smart devices, and strong strategic backing from management. The products that has been used as part of this project includes ArcGIS Workforce, ArcGIS Survey 123, ArcGIS dashboards, and Garmin GPS receivers. OSA's integration of ArcGIS significantly boosted the water management efficiency and decreased non-revenue water, thereby improving service delivery to the whole community. The GIS technology also enabled the extension of water services to previously undeserved remote areas, ensuring wider access to clean water. By leveraging GIS technology, the organization achieved an 83% reduction in leakage rates and a 6% decrease in non-revenue water. This initiative highlights the crucial role of comprehensive staff training, proper resource allocation, and strong organizational support in fully leveraging the benefits of ArcGIS for water utility management. With this, we come to the end of this episode. Thank you all for joining, and see you again with another interesting case study shortly. Have a nice day.
Hello and welcome to the GW Bulletin, the daily dose of geospatial news on GW Prime Live. I'm Jeffy Jacob, and here are the latest happenings. Germany's armed forces has awarded Airbus the SATCOM BW3 prime contract for the next generation secure military satellite system, which includes geostationary satellites as well as ground segment launch and operation for 15 years. The spacecraft is due to be deployed before the end of the decade, and the contract value amounts to $2.1 billion. The contract covers the design, integration, test, and in-orbit delivery of two new Airbus-built military GEO telecommunication satellites, which are the successor communication satellites to COMSAT BW-1B and 2B. It also includes upgrading of the existing ground segment to operate the new satellites as well as operational services for 15 years with the possibility of extension. Madrid-based SEA has closed its latest climate tech fund at €300 million, bringing its assets under management to €650 million and making it the largest venture firm in Spain. The fund will invest in companies that are either reducing waste or greenhouse gas emissions. SEA, which was set up in 2013 by former private equity investor Beatriz Gonzalez, has closed 5 funds, 3 which are focused on sector-agnostic early-stage investments. One is the climate tech-focused Andromeda Fund, and the other, which is a Latin America-focused fund. The Biden administration said that it was providing $504 million in implementation grants for a dozen technology hubs in Ohio, Montana, Nevada, and Florida, among other locations. The money would support the development of quantum computing, biomanufacturing, lithium batteries, computer chips, personal medicine, and other technologies. The Democratic administration is trying to encourage more technological innovation across the country, instead of allowing it to be concentrated in a few metro areas such as San Francisco, Seattle, Boston, and New York City. The Indian Space Research Organization has shortlisted 2 of its 4 trained Gaganyaan astronauts for a mission to the International Space Station in collaboration with United States NASA later this year, according to officials in the know of the matter. Only one of the shortlisted astronauts will go on the mission, which is supposed to take place no earlier than October 2024, according to the information available on NASA website. The astronauts will have to go to the United States ahead of the mission to train on the specifics of the ISS. Ozone's first fully owned satellite is ready to start commercial services following successful tests in geostationary orbit, the Swedish broadband operator announced on July 5th. Company CEO Per Norén said the first full-service customer for Ozone 3 will be GIGN France's elite police tactical unit, which plans to use the satellite for connectivity as the country prepares to host the Summer Olympics later this month. According to Norén, Ozone's proprietary T7 mobile user terminal has also achieved 135 megabits per second download and 10 Mbps upload speeds with Ozone 3, which is significantly higher than our threshold and objective design specifications. Chinese commercial satellite maker Minospace has secured more than $137 million to further its design and production aspirations, according to Space News. The funding will ensure the successful implementation of major national and commercial missions like satellite internet and Earth observation, Gao Enyo, Minospace founder and chairman, said in a statement. The round will also go towards enhancing and perfecting the supply chain and increasing investment in core products and technologies. The company aims to establish an efficient mass production line for satellites, steadily improving production capacity and scale, Gao stated. The Smart Cities mission, launched in 2015, is a unique urban development initiative in India, which has over 8,000 projects worth 1.6 lakh crore, developed across 100 selected cities. As of July 3rd, 2024, 90% of these projects have been completed. Due to requests from states and city governments, the mission has been extended to March 31st of 2025, that is next year, to complete the remaining projects with no additional funding provided. In a strategic move to boost Nigeria's space capabilities, representatives from the National Space Research and Development Agency met with representatives from the Shanghai Integrated Infrastructure Development Ltd to discuss potential collaboration on satellite and rocketry projects. The proposed collaboration aims to bolster NASDA's mandate and promote global technological innovation by combining resources and expertise from both parties to propel Nigeria's space industry to new heights. And with that, we come to the end of this live bulletin. See you tomorrow with more news from the geospatial ecosystem around the world. Thank you.